Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. This is the 21st of August here today. And yeah, man, I think if it's a Friday, on Friday we should be just relaxing and not trying to force trades. On Fridays, we should really look at how our week has been. If you've had a tough week, maybe Friday's a day where you should reflect on your, wins, on your losses, and try to see how you could have made things better. Um, let's see here. Just trying to see.
So, hope everyone's having a great day so far.
Ooh, trying to fix some things over
So,
here.
hope everyone's having a great day so far. The couple things I want to talk about.
Okay, what's this first live stream? I've made it 3:30 in the morning. Oh, 3:30 in Washington. Damn. Thanks, man. Wake up early in the morning for live stream. Just like how Gigi's moving right now. I mean, it's coming down towards 138, 640. If you look on the 30-minute chart, yeah, I think it's gonna continue down forward to 138, 650. Looking at the 15-minute here as well. I mean, there are no buys. It's only sells, and sells are coming down to 139, 650. I think this was a good opportunity to take a sell right over here. Once price was consolidating, and then we broke this area here to continue moving down. Yeah, I think this was a good opportunity. Let's look at gold. Ooh, gold is still ranging over here in these zones. These zones I plotted last night for gold to come into, and it's coming into that area over here. Let's take a look at pre-markets. Pre-markets are down by 11 points, not so much, not too bad. I mean, usually you want it down or above by like 100 points, 120 points, and that can kind of like give you an idea of where, like, I mean, your US 30 is going to go. But by looking at it right now, it's still ranging here now, US 30. US 30 is at a support, even 4 hours is at a support, 1 hour is tapping into a support, this area right over here. We have support here, and then we have a further area of support right down over here. EU's chief Brexit negotiator says a trade deal with UK looks unlikely at this stage. Damn. Yeah, that could have caused a drop too. That could have caused a drop. I mean, all this was a fundamental move. I mean, we came up to 135, 139, 800 again, and we couldn't break above it. And I really thought that we are going to break this and continue moving up towards 140. I really, really thought that's going to happen. But now when we look on the daily, daily is just rejecting that area back down again. This is the area where daily came down to 138, 800, 600, and then rejected that and continued moving bullish. And I was like, okay, you know what? Next one is for sure going to go up, but it's coming down. So, GG on the daily is goat shit. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening here in the daily, man. 4 hours coming down to support here as well. So yeah, I mean, if someone's looking for sells, I would say I would just start looking for some sort of resistances to be formed. Like you need price to do some sort of a retracement, create like a minor resistance, and then continue down. So there's a little bit of a waiting involved over there too. But like if it's a Friday and if you've taken losses, man, I would say just call it a day. Call it a day, call it a week. Be thankful that you didn't blow your account. Be thankful that your account is still. If you blew your account, then then you can come back the next week. Hit that refresh button and get that money back in the account. But at the same time, you need to understand the only reason you blow your account is because you overtrade or you over risk. That's it. There's no other way. Gold is coming down here. Let's take a look at Forex Factory. Ooh, they changed their Internet Explorer changed the entire thing over here. What's this? Okay, so we had Euro news, we have CAD news coming in, retail sales. This is going to move CAD somewhat. Got CAD news expecting really, really good numbers. So I think this could be really good numbers. So we're going to wait and see what happens. All right, what's this? I got 100 plus pips on GP and GD earlier today, but I'm really tempted to buy the pullback on a 4 hour on EURUSD. Well, if you really think you want to do something, I think you shouldn't do it. You should not. You should not do it. I mean, that's a part of discipline. You know, like a part of discipline is basically knowing where price is going to go and you don't execute on it because you're like, hey, you know what? I know where price is going to go. I know what's going to happen, but I need to follow my rules. And those rules are going to be like, okay, I don't have to execute at this trade. Because thing is, when you're looking at the charts, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to take trades. Like you're going to have a lot of opportunities, and the best opportunities are going to be those opportunities which you know that things are going to happen, and you know that if you take this other trade, then you're going to be falling into your third or fourth trade. So you need to, man, I tell guys, hey, listen, like if you really want to develop discipline, you have to be willing to miss out on trades. I mean, it sounds very counterintuitive, but at the same time, you have to be willing to miss out on trades. Because when you miss out on trades, you're not only developing discipline, but at the same time, you're also looking at the chart and saying, okay, like, you know what? I'm missing this trade. I know what's going to happen. But if it happens the next time, then I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready to execute on it because I know this. So that's key. I heard, oh, you should try out Brave Browser. Ooh, Brave Browser. Yeah, I think I should. Okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. Euro USD. Let's take a look here. All right, this is 4 hour Euro USD. We've been looking for a break and retest of low for shorts. Yeah, I think if this is breaking this area here and coming down, everything looks good. At the same time, you need to be worried about is this support area over here. This potential support area. Oh, that's white color. Really hard to see. So basically, this is the area you need to worry about. That support area on the 4 hour, that's something you need to be worried about. Because once price comes down here, there's some probability the price may bounce. Price may bounce from there. Hold on a minute. Why is this thing so zoomed in? What's going on over here? How do you zoom out of this thing? How do you zoom out? Yeah, it's pretty zoomed in. This is... Yeah, nothing's happening. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, getting some technical difficulties here. One sec. Let me just fix this here. Okay, I know what's going on. Okay, we're Gucci. We're good. We are good. We're Zoom. Awesome. Oh, nice. We got Pete. We got Pete brushing his teeth over there. That's mini Pete. Yo, man, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. That's our host for today. Our host for today is Mini Pete. Oh yeah, we see it. Good job, mate. Good job, good job. All right, what's this? Very strong support level on daily. If price falls to break below, look for long entries. What? If price fails to break below, look for long entries. Okay, clean traffic. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you still got some range here for price to come into. I mean, you got a what, 19, 20 pip range for price to come down to. So I think the best opportunity is going to be probably to wait for price to maybe come up till here, make some sort of a resistance, and then continue on moving down. Because if you look on the weekly candle, this is a weekly candle, right? So on Friday, two things can happen. You know, one thing is that on Friday you may get a continuation move, which is going to be like you may continue, like the weekly candle may continue moving down, you know, and the other thing is you may get that retracement, right, for the weekly candle to create a lower wick. So that's something that I'm going to be looking at for today. Maybe if we do form some sort of a resistance, you know, on like the 15-minute or 30-minute, I think then it's going to retest the low, because you know, if it forms a support, continues up, creates resistance, it should come down to retest the low. And then if the weekly candle still has volume for price to continue moving bearish, I think that's going to be the move that we may get of price coming down. So it's going to be pretty good. That's something I'm going to be looking at here. Hey, this is my plan for GJ. Appreciate your feedback. Let's take a look here. Wait for price below resistance to form a sell, to buy from support, sell TP, buy TP. Yeah, looks good. Pretty much something that I'm waiting for over here. Any guest for today? No, there's no guest for today. Contacted a few people and I guess they were busy, so there's no guest for today. Soon we're gonna get so big, soon these streams are gonna get such notoriety that people are gonna say like, hey man, we wanna be guests on your stream ourselves. So it is what it is so far. Why did you still take trades after losing twice on live stream yesterday, even though you won? Isn't that over trading? Yeah, I was watching it and I was watching it move, and I was like, okay, you know what? My experience tells me it's going to continue moving, so I decided to execute on the trade. I'm going to do a breakdown of that as well on Saturday or Sunday. I've opened position with loss on GJ London session. Can you please see what went wrong? I think you tried to buy, yeah, let's see here. Let's take a look here. So this, ooh, yeah, you did try to buy. What's this? Took entry on the next hourly candle with stop loss below the previous candle. Closed full before hitting stop loss. Yeah, I mean, the idea was correct. You know, I would say the idea was correct. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at this trade that you took. So you took a trade right over here, right after this candle closed, you know, so pre-London session you took the trade. So if you look at the pre-London session, this was the 30-minute candle you took the trade on. And then this was the, okay. See, here's the problem. The 15-minute candle closed bearish. So when you took the trade after this candle closed on the 15-minute time frame, which also means the candle closed on the 30-minute and also the 1 hour time frame, right? So I think a good trade would have been at the break of this 15-minute candle high. I think that would be the reason. But at the same time, you know, if you only look at the 30-minute, if you look only look on the 1 hour, because if I look on the 30-minute, it looked good. You know, 30-minute right here, close here, it looked good for price to continue moving up. But I guess the probability wasn't there, and that's it. The probability for the trade to continue going up wasn't there. So basically, at that time, you want to take a look at that. Okay, how could you have had a better trade? You know, how could you have had the correct direction? So then you start to look at, okay, maybe like, you know, price closing below here would have been a better opportunity for you to take a sell, because if we couldn't break up, I think the only place where price could go was to go down. What's this thing over here? No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Can you look at this GU setup, please? All right. Let's take a look here. I don't know who was drawing those lines, but instead of drawing lines, man, you can just speak. I don't know if you have answered already to this question, but what's your opinion on this massive sell on GBP, although we got good news today? You know what, sometimes, okay, let's take a look at the news over here. Recovery in German losses, French sector growth, East, sharp July, okay, there was nothing going on, nothing that I see over here, nothing, yeah. So, I mean, you know, someone mentioned here that that they were trying to do trade talks with the EU and that didn't go too well. So I guess what I can see when this price is dropping, I'm just like, okay, you know what, this is just market structure. I mean, technically speaking, we came up to the same level and price rejected it. You know, when price comes up to a zone, when price comes up to like a certain, you know, like a resistance level or support level, price is going to decide whether it's going to reject it or it's going to break it. So that's something we have to wait for. So that's what happened here. Daily candle came up here again and we rejected it. So when a price rejects that level, just like, okay, you know what, that's just the way price is moving. And technically, when you look at it, you had these clean candles here to the left. So for price to continue down, it made sense for it to continue down, irrespective of what fundamentals say. What's this? Oh, it's muted. Okay, one sec here. There we go. This is Open Mic Fridays.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I was drawing that exactly what you just said. The 4 hour, there's a major resistance there at 139.800, and we failed to break that like a few times.
Yeah, there were strong rejections.
Yeah, so that's the rationale behind that. It also didn't help that the European news was bad as well. So I think that sort of drove a lot of that too. Brexit talks no good, stuff like that.
Hey guys, you know, with like Brexit talks, I think whenever you see like EU negotiate, they always take it to the last hour all the time. So this they're always going to make statements like, oh, it's very unlikely, and they always seem to eventually come out with a deal all the time. And if you just look at any kind of deal that's gone on with the EU at any point in their history, they always procrastinate kind of to the last minute, and then the early hours of the morning, and then the next day they've just sort of arm bent each other and come to a conclusion. So I think the thing is that you're going to get these fluctuations with these newses anyway, and eventually they'll come out with some kind of deal. I think both parties can't risk not having a deal, you know.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, if you look right now, GJ's bouncing right into a level of support. There's like massive support where Raj has drawn out his area. So I mean, it's this price moving from one area of I guess one zone to another. To be honest, because I mean, I'm watching the 4 hour and even the daily right now, and we're coming into just a zone. And like Raj said earlier, I mean, it could break or it could just pull right back. So, I mean, it sucks, but it was a very hard trade, to be honest. GJ, like for you to say that all of a sudden we were going to rip right back down, that was very difficult. The only thing that you could work off of and say, well, you know, the previous 4 hour candle was bearish. If we have a previous bearish 4 hour candle, then we're going to drive all the way back down. But to say we're going into 138 after we were hitting 139, that was a very, very tough trade. Like if you caught that trade, congratulations, but I wouldn't have been able to catch that because there's a support at 139.450 that I talked about earlier this week that I thought it may reject. And also at the same time too, there's a massive rejection now at 138.800 that we're in as well. So, I mean, these are the kind of trades that you sort of watch and let the institutions do their thing, because there's no real sign of, hey, like this would have been a great trade to take if you could have made it. Now, gold, on the other hand, I think that was a little bit more transparent when you look at gold, because yesterday we had the daily candle. Like I said, it didn't, like we stopped, right? It stopped bullish, but then the daily candle today, it didn't rip down, right? So it didn't reject down to go back up. So you can see that this probably would have been an easier trade, saying, okay, if we don't break the high from the previous daily, then we're probably continuing because we have this. And then what we would do is we would mark up against the weekly, and the weekly is still bearish. So we should be on our way down because the weekly's created that top wick. So there would be a continuation move. But the problem is 130 or 1930 is a very tough support. But if you caught it during, say, the London session or part of Asian, that would have been a very good trade to take based on the weekly time frame, and that the weekly candle is going to finish bearish for this week on gold.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, so now with that being said, for gold for next week, what I'm hunting is I'm expecting potentially a pullback up into, say, 1950 if we do start the rejection again and move further down, and then we should fill back down to like the 1800s perhaps, because now we have a massive rejection on the weekly. The previous weekly was bearish, right? We had that rejection, and now we're looking to fill. So what you can do to see if this makes sense is you would look for the same sort of idea on the smaller time frames and look to see what happened on the weekly time or on the smaller time frames, and anticipate what could happen now on the weekly time frame, because we're starting that rejection down on the weekly. The monthly is rejected now, so we're bearish with the monthly. So there's a high probability that next week we continue bearish and we do actually fill at least to 1900, because we have two strong bull candles, and then back down to 1867, perhaps 1865. So if you're looking at what we have here, ideally we have this area here of consolidation, right? So this is a bearish candle. What I would be looking to say is this area here is a zone, right? So this area is a zone. We're fighting through that zone right now. What I'll see next week is if we hit a candle that goes up and we start our descent, then our descent basically will fill this candle here, right? Because that's pretty much clean traffic from this area to this area here, right? That's clean traffic. And then based on the rest of momentum, we should come down into this zone here, which is a bigger zone. So this would be your massive zone in terms of a bigger target. So you have, once again, clean traffic in between here and here. So we should drop, if we are bearish, we should drop in this area here. It should be a nice easy drop. And if we have the momentum, then we'll pierce this zone and go right into this level and eventually tap out over here. But remember, at this level here in this zone, we could do anything. We could reject and go all the way back up. So you have to keep that in mind. But if we do have the momentum and you see that the daily candles are finishing strong bearish candles, then we have the ability to drop and fill those zones. So when people ask how do wicks get filled, this is a perfect example of a wick getting filled, because we will have bearish momentum, this candle, and then another candle, and bearish momentum will fill that wick down to this level here. That's how you'll get a wick fill. But if we finish, like I said, because this is a daily drawing and this is a daily candle, the zone may be very tough to break. So we might not break it in one day, but at the same time too, we may reject it. So you have to be careful once we go into there. Okay, so next week, that's sort of the idea that I'll be looking at if we start, and I'll start looking for that idea around potentially Tuesday if I don't see proper structure on Monday. So there could be a continuation move that we had, say, last Monday. We had that continuation move up because of the way structure was. So this Monday we could have continuation structure of bearish, which means that there was a carryover from Friday's positions. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's something that I'm looking for next week. I won't be looking for it today. I mean, obviously, if it happens today, it happens today. You know, you react accordingly. But that's the overall plan. And you can see where there's clean traffic. You can see where there's rejections. You can see where you're potentially looking for a push up and then to go down. And you can see where we could reject and potentially then go bullish again. So you have all your options. Mark out your charts as much as you can so that you're fully prepared for any of those options that come through.
All right, let's take a look here. About to take a G8 trade. All right, someone's about to make a good or a bad decision. Ooh, bad decision. Would you recommend me closing this trade? I entered after rejection, a lower time frame of resistance. Yeah, I think that's a very, very bad trade. I think you should be looking for, this is the perfect example of where most people lose money, because they see prices dropping. As they see prices dropping, they take a sell, price retraces, or they see prices going up, they take a buy and price retraces, you know. So whenever you see prices dropping and you're getting FOMO and you want to enter the trade, and even if you look left over here to your area, it matches up with that resistance you have. So I don't even know why you would take a sell over here. I think the best idea would be to wait for price to create some sort of a minor resistance and then take a sell. Something like what's happening on GJ right over here, right? If you look on the 30-minute came up, now this 30-minute is coming down. So, you know, if this pair forms the resistance here or it closes below this area, then I think this is going to be a good opportunity for price to continue moving down. That's going to be a good trade. But selling at the bottom here, it will not be a good trade. So you can see, like, some people may have sold over here and they went in a ultimate 23 pip drawdown on Friday. Hi Raja, GJ was on a daily support and 30-minute close bullish. Is it good to buy? No, it came up to a resistance over here. I think sending a chart would be much better, because just saying things, it's not easy. Like, you need to send a chart with your ideas.
Yeah, the other thing too is if you can keep this in mind as well, for the most part, if a candle is bearish, if the daily candle's bearish or the daily candle's bullish, chances are we're going to continue in that direction. It's very rare that a candle rips right up and finishes, you know, bullish from a very deep bearish candle. It's very rare. It does happen, So any of these minor pullbacks are exactly what they are. They're minor pullbacks to continue the move. The reason why we're getting a pullback right now is we're an hour away from the North American currency open, right? So North American currency open is 8 a.m. Eastern. So think logically, what's happening? There's a pullback because people are anticipating that when the USA and Canadian folks get involved in the currency market, they're going to want to drive price and continue price down. So people are profit taking right now, which is driving the price up. Also at the same time too, what's driving price up is the demand to then drive price further down. So that's why we get a little bit of a pullback, and you'll get a little bit of a continuation towards the end of this hour if indeed we're going to break that daily support. But as a trader, because we know we're at daily support, it may be very, very difficult to trade today because you might get just impulsive moves down 10 or 20 pips and then massive retracements back up as we hit that daily level. So just be cautious of that. But if we do break daily support, we'll go right all the way down back, you know, probably down to, I would say, like 138,500. You know, you could even go at 138,100. Like we would finish off there. So there's opportunities there if we continue. But once again, because we're at a daily level and support is strong, you might find that it's going to range here and you're going to get blown out of the water. Similar to what happened yesterday with gold. Remember we talked about gold yesterday? It bounced up and down. It was driving down, then it drove all the way back up, then it drove all the way back down, then it drove all the way back up, and it finally finished in a like just a weird bullish candle. And then today's candle went bearish. So you can see when we're at those particular levels, it becomes very difficult to trade. And you just really have to watch yourself and take small pieces out of the market. Maybe you're only taking 5 or 6 pips at a time out of the market because of the retracements. But what you try and do is see if you do believe that we're going to retrace off a daily support, you're going to try and find buys with super tight stop losses and see if you can ride it up. But if it starts to pull back down, you got to close your trade and profit. So you just have to pick your battle, which one you want to go for. Personally, I think we have a little bit more to the downside, and I think when the New York currency open or the North American currency market opens, I think we're going to have a further push down. We'll probably see that within the next hour or so. It's just more, managing your trade. But to be honest, it's going to be very, very tough to trade GJ today unless it breaks out of that daily zone. Either break to the upside or break to the downside. So you really need to have GJ break one way or the other. Having it in this range, this technically could just consolidate right over here. We could have consolidation right over here, and you could be playing in that range. So just be aware of that.
All right, let's take a look at this chart here on EJ. This is Euro JPY. So this is clean move, support formed, buys if you close above the zone, come back for retest. Okay, looks good. You're looking for buys above this area and sells below this area. So right now this is ranging. So it's pretty good. Yeah, Ted, I think there's more downside for GJ, 100%. 100%. Just like if we're creating a resistance over here, I think we can break this and continue on falling down.
Yeah. I just don't like where it is right now, to be honest, because we want to have a clear move. You can see we're at very, very strong supports, like multiple time frames. But if we do break them, then it's an easy move down. I agree. Yeah. I just wouldn't be touching it right now. It's not worth it. Think about it this way. Once again, same stories we talk about week after week. It's Friday. You probably made some money. Don't give it back to the market. If you feel compelled to take trades right now, turn off the stream, maybe turn off your MT4 or MT5, just watch the YouTube channel, laugh at people that keep winning and losing, cheer the wins, boo the losses, whatever you want to do, but don't give away money today. And if you really need to trade, to be honest, open up a separate account, throw 10% of your winnings this week. So if you made 5%, take 10% of that 5% and throw it into a separate account and just trade with that money. So you have a decent sized balance. Maybe you have an extra 30 bucks, 40 bucks to trade with. And if you lose that 30 or 40 bucks, you know, then you close that account. Don't put yourself in a negative on a Friday. Don't lose all your profits on a Friday because you're just trying to get that extra 2 or 3%. If your goal was 7% and your goal was 10% and you got to 7%, 3% isn't going to make or break you. It's better that you take the 7% and walk away, mark that down on your journal that you did 7% this week, take a look at your weekly average, and now adjust your returns based on your weekly average. So maybe you're aiming for 10% a week, you only got 7. The last 4 weeks, you only got 7%, 10%, 8%, 7%. Maybe your average is only 9%. So maybe you have to adjust your weekly target to 8 or 9%. And now 7% doesn't seem so bad, right? So put it in perspective.
Yeah, see, so now we're getting the percentages up. Percentages up 1%, some's up 10%, 20%, 200%. That's a lot. It's pretty good. I watch the stream so much that when I say thank you to people, I say it twice. Oh, thank you, thank you. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is GA. If support is formed on that resistance, then I would buy it, the retest to that major resistance above. Okay, if it breaks, then follow the clean candle below to sell. Looks good. I think for price to, I think what you should look for over here, you should look for a pullback for price to retest the low. That's what you should look for. You know, because if price is dropping, it's always going to retrace, and when you have that retracement, it's going to create like a resistance, and then it's going to, like, I mean, if this 30-minute candle closes bearish, I am almost like 110% certain that the next 30-minute candle should continue moving bearish towards 138.620. Because if it closes bearish, it's creating a resistance over here, and it should respect that resistance in a downtrend and continue moving bearish. How to get 10% per week? The way to get 10% per week is to journal all your trades, all the trades you take. Maybe send those trades to somebody, or have it in your journal for accountability. And all your trades, not only your disciplined trades, but also your bad trades that you take. Sometimes we open the chart, we take a trade just for testing purposes. That's also a trade. You have to journal that trade as well, because then you got to look at that trade and see that, okay, you know what, this is where you made dumbass mistakes, because you took a trade where you shouldn't have taken a trade. And when you start to look at that, then you start to identify that, okay, maybe if I haven't have taken these certain trades, I would have been up for the week, or my results would have been better. Can we set our past trades on this chat for you to review? No, you can probably send them to me, but not over here, because this is a live market environment. Do you think trading on August is different from other months due to low volume? Nope, not really. Do you think trading in August is different? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the same volume. I think most of the volume it affects on the daily, weekly, monthly, if you talk about having low volume or high volume.
I think the last couple of years, the idea behind the summer volume decreasing hasn't happened since Trump has been in the office. I think when Obama was in office, we saw that the summer months were very, very slow. I think in 2016, summer months were very slow. 2017, summer months were very slow. But now, because Trump is on a rampage and, obviously world dynamics, volumes in the summer have just been volumes regular time. I think the only time that we haven't had good volume, even still there was decent, but I mean, one can argue maybe in December, there was good moves, and even over the Christmas holidays. I think it was only maybe January, maybe a couple weeks in January was a bit slow, but for the most part, the currency market's been on a train all the way through. Like there hasn't been a slow month. Let's put it that way. I mean, maybe you could argue April was a little slow because March was like a banner month. So April slowed down a bit because we had massive moves in March. But after that, there's still been like huge moves every month. It hasn't been a slowdown. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing has happened that I could see, okay, you know what, this month was, I think June was a little bit slow, but that was it.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 weeks of June were garbage. July came strong. July came super strong.
Yeah. July was strong. August has turned out to like picked up the pace as well. Like I said, March, if you traded March, I think if you closed your eyes, you made money. Like you didn't even have to think in March. March was probably the easiest trading month ever in my career.
Man, I'd open a trade in March, it'll go like 30 pip profits, no problem. 40 pips.
Yeah, in 5 minutes it was like 40 pip candle. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I was like, wow, man, what's going on over here? It was unreal. If the candle closes bearish, the range to support is less than 10 pips? Question mark. I think it's. Oh no, then you're anticipating it to break the slow to continue moving down. That's what you're doing. Does anyone have the issue where their significant other puts a lot of pressure on trading? Blah, blah, blah? Yeah, I mean, I try to keep trading away from my significant other. I mean, they don't need to know what you're doing. I mean, my wife never knew what I was doing until, like, you know, I was like 6-7 months in, deep. You know, so I think there should be a fine line, but you know, I mean, it's basically how you make your rules. In your trading style, what is maximum drawdown? For me, maximum drawdown is 2%, 3%. You know, 5%, that's like big drawdown. So I try not to go in drawdowns. I'm very scared of drawdowns, you know, like I get very uncomfortable when I go in drawdowns. So like you guys have seen, whenever price goes in drawdown, I'm just like looking to close it. I'm looking to take off, you know, some percentage of the trade, because I would never want, like now when I trade, I would never want my price to hit 100% stop loss. No, it'd probably be like maybe, you know, 70% stop loss, 60% stop loss, but not the whole thing. Because this is the thing, if you can't keep your losses low, I mean, your profits are not going to get higher. I mean, that's the thing. Your profits are not going to increase anyway. I mean, you're going to get the same profits that you get right now. The only thing that you have to change is to figure out how you can make your losses low. You know, like really, really tighten in your losses. Because your wins are not going to go up. Your wins are going to stay the same for a very, very long time. The only thing you can control is your downside.
Yeah, I think to your point is you control your downside. And when you start to control your downside, the pressure of trying to win a trade goes away. Because a lot of times as a new trader, you're trying to win trades because you've taken losses, so you're chasing those losses. But if you start reducing the loss itself, the chase isn't that great, right? So if we start off with a $100 account and you only lose $1 or $2, that's not detrimental to the account. You know, that's, you know, you could easily make that back. But if you start taking a $10 or $15 loss on a $100 account, now you're putting yourself in a realm where you have to chase that loss back. And now suddenly your original $5 trade or your $5 win isn't good enough anymore, because the $5 win just puts a dent into the loss. It doesn't finish the loss. Where if you had only lost $1 or $2 with your trading and then you have a $5 win, that clears the loss and gives you profit. So you should always look at, when you're trading, if you're not taking big wins, you shouldn't be taking big losses. Like, and you know, people look at my trading style. I don't have a lot of big wins, but I don't take a lot of big losses either. I know that I can't handle big losses because I'm not pushing myself for big wins. When the big wins happen, it's because my scalp trade turned into a swing trade. I'm not aiming for massive wins because I'm not putting myself in a position to take a massive loss. So if you have that philosophy, then yeah, you know, if I'm grabbing only 5 to 10 pips every trade, the most I'm willing to lose is only 5 or 10 pips maximum, right? So you have to keep that in mind when you are trading. If you're not taking massive wins regularly, you can't afford to take massive losses. You have to take the appropriate loss with the average appropriate win. If your average appropriate win is only, you know, 7 to 10 pips, you can't take a 12 or 15 pip loss. It makes absolutely no sense. You have to take a 3 or 4 pip loss, because you know on average you're going to win 7 to 12 pips or 7 to 15 pips. So you'll be able to clear back that loss if you indeed take one. But you know, when you start taking 20, 30, 40 pip losses because you're stubborn, that's when you start digging yourself a hole.
I think Roger, you're on mute, mate.
Yeah, you know what the problem is? Whenever we look at, like, you know, social media, or like, you know, TV or internet or whatever we're looking at to find some information, the only thing we're shown, this is the problem, right? We're shown, okay, like, this is the strategy you can use to flip your account, or this is the strategy that you can get 100%, 10% a month, or 10% a week, or this strategy is going to make you win trades all the time. Like, no one really focuses on, okay, like, you know what, let's put winning aside for a little bit, and let's talk about how to keep your losses low. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you can't really predict where price is going to go, right? The only thing you can control is your losses, and no one really talks about it. And once I really started to get, you know, comfortable in trading, when I started to get comfortable in like managing a risk, I really understood, like no one's really, like, everyone's talking about, okay, look, I started an account with a $10 and I ran it up to $1,000. You can do the same. If you follow these steps, you can make millions in 5 weeks. I only made $1,000, but you can make millions. Like, that's the whole idea that's, you know, given to everybody when they start trading. I think people really need to focus on, like, you know, learning on how to keep losses small. Because like, you know, when you learn about trading, you're like told, okay, like, you know what, to really profit, you need to keep losses small and you need to keep winners big. But if you're not focusing on your losses, if you're not focusing on the risk, you're never going to learn how to keep your losses small. And that's like the I would say that, like, that's like the first pillar of trading, you know, to really understand how to keep losses small. And like, you know, when you come to the live streams, you see us do this every day. Whenever we take a trade, like yesterday was a really good example. You know, I took a trade and trade was moving against me. I kept taking positions off. I kept, you know, reducing my risk in that trade. Because if you can reduce your risk in the trade, and sometimes when you're going to win your normal 10, 12 pips, your winners are going to look bigger than your losers. You know, so winners and losers, like, it's all about perspective. How much do you risk on each trade? I'm comfortable with only risking 0.3%. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think sometimes when you risk low and you keep on trading with that low risk, your confidence goes up in your abilities to call out profitable trades. And then after a couple of months, what happens is when you see that same setup where you risked 0.3%, you look to yourself, you're like, hey, listen, you know what? I've taken this setup a lot of times. Maybe this time I want to use, like, let's say 0.7% risk, or I want to up it to 1% risk, because now naturally you've seen things happen a lot of times, and when you see certain things happen over and over again, your risk naturally goes up. You know, like sometimes people complain that, oh, Raja, on this one trade you took one position, but on the other trade you took 2 positions. Then I'm like, yeah, because naturally I felt comfortable adding more positions because I've seen certain things happen a lot of times. You know, so there's a lot to do with experience, and there's a lot to do with, you know, seeing repetitive things over and over again as you're coming into the market.
Hey Roger.
Yeah.
There's a medical condition that you have, and it's called allergy to drawdown and allergy to losses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've seen it a few times. You did it where you took a breakout, took an entry on a breakout sort of thing, which is more risky anyway. And as soon as it draws down, you just, I'm out, that's it, finish. It's like you got an allergy to the drawdown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Most of the time it happens is when you're, let's take a look at this chart here, gold, right? Most times it's happening is when this candle is coming down and it's breaking the low right over here. So guys are going to say, okay, like, you know what, we've seen this webinar of impulse entries, so we're going to take a sell over here because it's breaking the low over here, right? So when I would enter this, sometimes, you know, it happens with me too. I'd enter the sell and it was and if it continues to like you know, retrace, I'm going to be out of that trade, because then I'm thinking that, okay, like, you know what, price came down to the same level over here, it broke the low right over here, it retraced, you know, and if it comes down over here, what are the odds that it's going to continue moving down rather than if it's going to start retracing? So I would say, okay, like, you know what, there are higher odds it's going to start retracing. So that point I'm like, yeah, you know what, Raja, you made a dumbass trade over here, you need to get out of this right now. You know, instead of like hoping that, oh no, now I'm in this trade, it should go my way. Ooh, someone's got a master plan here for GJ. GJ, let's take a look here. Alright, what's going on over here? GJ 1 hour, I have a buy stop placed here. Okay, oh, buy stop placed above the previous 1 hour candle. We'll manage the trade based on hourly chart. Alternatively, we cannot make. Okay, so you're looking for buys over here. What I would say is that since this 30-minute candle is coming to a close, it's going to close in 6 minutes. I think if it's going to close bearish, you know, there could be an opportunity to fill this wick and continue moving down. I think for buys, you're right. For buys are going to be good if we see rejection somewhere down over here and candle closes bullish. If a candle closes above this high over here. If not, then we're continuing moving down. Also, it's a Friday. I would like to remind everyone, if you've taken one trade on a Friday, just call it a day right now. There's no reason to take another trade. You know, if you're walking into your fourth trade, if you're walking into this session thinking that, hey, I'm gonna come into this session with these guys over here and I'm gonna try to take a trade over here, then, you know, I think you should call it a day, call it a week. Is Purple Woman your guest tonight? No, probably next week. I think she's traveling or something. What is the page? What Raja see for pairs gonna open strong or weak in NY sessions? There is no such page where you can look at to see if a pair will open strong or weak in NY sessions. There is no such thing. Such thing does not exist. If I keep doing good with my trading, I will get my dream girl, a green chick from Star Trek. Yep, that could happen. He is talking about the Chinese indicator. Yeah, I know he's talking about the Chinese indicator. So that's why I didn't mention it, because there is no such thing. What details do you log on a trade? The details you should be logging on the trade is before and after, right? So this candle is coming down to close in 4 minutes. So what I would do is I would take a screenshot of this and I would mark it up. Like, okay, what am I seeing? What am I thinking? If I'm thinking we're forming, let's say, if I'm thinking we're forming resistance over here, the next 30-minute candle should, you know, maybe like retrace, continue down to fill this wick, and by NY open we should break this and continue moving down. You know, so this is going to be a before screenshot, and then the after screenshot is going to be a screenshot after, like, let's say an hour or 30 minutes, you know, to see what really happened. You know, if price did what we expected, then that's going to go in the journal saying that, okay, like, you know what, this played out really, really well. But if price does not do what we think and price continues going up and breaks this high and goes up, then you can write in the journal, okay, you know what, price didn't do what we expected. And then you start to look at, okay, what could be the issues? Maybe the support down over here, maybe this rejection coming from down, you know. So multiple things you can use to write in your journal. But it's really important. Before and after, really important. And like, trust me, you know, if you're taking 6 trades a day and doing that for 6 trades, it's time consuming, man. It takes a lot of time to do that on 6 trades or 7 trades. Man, some people take 10 trades. Damn. You guys got a lot of heart taking 10 trades. Hey, just wanted to say you're live has helped me so much. I've been going forward to test for a month and going live next week. Oh, nice, man. Congratulations. Now you're walking into the deep end of the waters. I think when you're in demo, you go in the shallow waters. You know, when you're in demo, you go in shallow waters, just testing the water. The water is right up to your ankles and this and that. And then the next stage comes funded accounts. You know, when you go with funded accounts, now the water is waist high. You know, you can't drown, but it's still waist high where you're still kind of scared that, ooh, water's coming up. And when you go into the live is where the water is when you're 6 feet underwater. When the water is way above your head, you're just like, oh wow, okay, now this is the real deal now. How long take you to quit your job to dedicate only on trading? You know what? I made a mistake. When I saw money coming in and I had a job, I started taking that job not too seriously. You know, so it was a business actually. So I didn't take that business seriously, and then the business started up, you know, falling apart, and then all the pressure came onto me to find success in trading. So there was a lot of pressure for me to succeed in trading, and I tried that. That didn't really work out, and you know, lost a bunch of money. But I realized at the end of the day that the only reason I was losing was because I was over trading and I was over risking. That's it. There was no other reason, and I really had to stop doing that. You know, because when you're over trading, you think that this move will never happen again, or you need to get this move. It's that crack mentality. You know, you get that crack mentality where you have to take this trade, you have to execute on this trade. It will not happen again. So you need to really disassociate yourself from that mentality. You know, and that takes time. That takes time, because when you're disciplined and when someone says you need to take one trade a day, you look at the guy stupid. You're like, is this guy stupid? Does this guy think I have so much time just to take one trade a day? Because if you just took one trade on GJ and now you have to come back on Monday to take a trade, think about how problematic that is. You know, now you have to continue on with your day with just one trade. You know, so you really have to disassociate yourself from this and move on to the next day. It's really, really important. More than 1 year to live relaxed with trading. I think if you're going to quit your job to trade, I think at least start making rent or your mortgage from trading. Then you should start thinking about, you know, like leaving your job to trade. And because the only reason that people leave their jobs to trade is because they are making sufficient income from trading to pay their bills, right? And one thing I tell people all the time is like, hey, like, listen, if you're going to leave your job, just make sure that you start off trading by withdrawing small bills, you know, your internet bill, your car insurance, gas for your car. If you think every 2 weeks you're withdrawing enough money to pay for your gas for your car, I think that's one step forward. You know, because then that's gonna like, you know, result into like, you know, not even withdrawing money for your car, but may be withdrawing money for your, you know, your internet bill or your phone bill or your electricity or gas bill for your home. You know, once you start to do that, then slowly things start getting better, because now you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, now you're like, okay, like, you know what, I'm working to pay my bills, but since Forex is paying small bills for me twice a week, or like, you know, like twice a month, then you're like, okay, you know what, this is great. This is really good. You know, now I can see something at the end. Now I can see that, okay, maybe one day I can be able to, you know, withdraw my rent. And when you withdraw your rent, man, that's powerful, because the most expensive thing that you pay every month is your rent or your mortgage, right? I mean, so once you withdraw that from trading, now you're like, okay, you know what, now we're chilling. I made my rent from trading, so now it's pretty good. I'm not thinking to quit my job because I can make money. Yeah, that's true. Once debt is removed, it's less stress on making money trading. That's true. Hey, can you have a look at this GJ setup? Did we break the lower high on the 4-hour time frame? Also looking for a long trade. You're looking for a long trade. I don't know about the long trade, man. There are no confirmations for GJ longs. Is this a break of lower high? The body is above, but not the... This is the break of the higher high. Then price came down. If you get a close above the support, and see bullish setup on small time frame, we can possibly go long. Yeah, possibly, possibly. But at this time, what I'm thinking is that we're creating this resistance on a 30-minute, and this 30-minute candle is coming up to grab liquidity to continue moving down, possibly. And if you look at the Chinese indicator, I'm not sure how well these Chinese indicators work on Friday, but it shows that pound is weak. And it also shows that the yen is strong and the dollar is strong. So gold should come down and GU should come down and GJ should come down. So we're going to see what happens here. You know, that Chinese indicator, that's just a big joke. So please, guys, don't take us seriously. For the ones who are starting at trading and we have a regular job, the extra income we can have with Forex is already going to change the way you live. That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is rejection, rejection, rejection. Okay. We just need confirmations on the small time frames. You know what I was thinking earlier? I was thinking that what if by the end of the day, or you know, as we move closer to London close, someone comes out with some Brexit announcement. You know, price just starts pumping up. A quick Brexit move going up. Hey, I've been with the family for 3 years and all of my learning is finally showing with this trade. Oh, okay. 3 years in the making. No FOMO, just wait for resistance. Resistance finally formed. Took sell on candle breaking the previous low. Beautiful. TP at 80% at 139. Letting the rest run. Stress-free trading. Closed full. Oh, wow, man. Beautiful, beautiful. So from 186, you went down 20 pips over here, and you went 30 pips over here. Beautiful, man. That is absolutely amazing. So if you see right over here, GPJPY, you know, I think this will be 10, 11 pip stop with a 12 pip gain with the wick fill and continue on towards 138.620. Yeah, I think this could be a good idea for price to continue moving bearish. My GBP AUD trade I just entered. Let's take a look here. Ooh, okay. 15-minute candle closes bearish. I will close 50% if resistance is broken above full position close. Okay, looks good, looks good. I think price just needs to respect the high over here and continue moving bearish. Something like that's happening on GJ here too now. You know, so it was making a top wick, as I mentioned. And now it should continue down to fill this wick, and ultimately we should break 138.777 and then continue down to this area here. 138. I'd say 138.650 would be a good target. What does grabbing liquidity means? Grabbing liquidity means when price moves in the opposite direction to continue on moving in its original direction. Watched your 5-hour long webinar on YouTube yesterday and saw you were talking about EMAs. Yeah, EMAs I don't use anymore. There's no specific reason, it's just a change in my thinking. Hey, is it good to say that the people in Gulag who learn from live streaming are equivalent to the market fluidity members? Yes, everyone is equal and everyone learns at their own pace. So, yeah, I mean, in market fluidity, we don't do anything special. I mean, the only thing we focus on there is risk, managing risk. Just manage risk, because all we are risk managers. You know, we're not money makers. We're not in the market to make a lot of money. We're just risk managers. Because the thing is, if you look at your wins and if you look at your past trades, your wins have almost been the same. You know, compared to size. You've always had like maybe 5 pip wins or 10 pip wins or 15 pip wins, but your losses have been all over the place. You know, all your losses have been like 20 pip losses, 25 pip losses, 30 pip losses, huge losses. You know, just focus on keeping losses small. If you're going to keep your losses small, your wins are going to look bigger automatically. You know, it's like when you're like I'm a pretty well, I'm not gonna say I'm a muscular guy, but like I go to the gym, you know, I want to look good, I look good, this and that. So when I wear a baggy shirt, I don't look good in that shirt because it's a baggy shirt. But when I wear a shirt that fits me, I look better in that shirt. And as we can see, GPJPY over here, since we're talking about baggy shirts and winning trades, price is coming down to fill this wick. And then I think there's enough volume, and I think as we move towards New York Open, we should continue on this momentum and continue bearish. I think that's going to happen. Hello, sir. What do you think about this? Let's take a look at this. So we are risk managers. Be good at controlling risk. This is USD CAD, pin bar confirmation, pretty deadly confirmation. Price form, resistance support here. What do you think? I think it's good. I think your stops are good. I think you can bring your stop up over here as well. I think it's pretty good. Gold testing the support again. Let's take a look here. Oh, someone's got a 4K monitor here. Alright, so this is support, stop loss. This candle will have no high from the wick, placing sell stop at 1923. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. I mean, we're at the support here. We're about to break the support actually. Next stop should be at 1914, which is 100 pips away. Damn. Well, gold, you do it again. What do you think about this entered on the close of the 30 minutes? Let's take a look here. This is AUD/USD. Okay, this is kind of like the trade I took on GJ. Right over here. Beautiful. This is almost the same situation we called here on GPJPY. Is it safe for gold sells if it breaks support and close below? Yes. Yes. Exactly. Because the dollar is strong today, so I think gold should continue moving bearish here. That's what we saw on the Chinese indicator, right? Chinese indicator said the dollar is strong, so gold is dropping. It said the pound is also weak. But no place for stop loss in gold. Yeah, no place for stop loss in gold. I mean, if you're trading gold, it's very, very, very difficult to trade gold. If you're trading gold, good luck. I don't trade gold because, well, I trade gold here and there, but not like religiously as I trade GJ, because it's difficult. The stops are way too high. Your lots have to be smaller, and I'm not playing with that. I'm only playing with simple things here in GJ. Took this trade and I'm in profit, but what do you think about entry and levels? All right, let's take a look at your entry and levels. Pretty good. It's coming down to a support over here, and you're expecting the support to break with the New York Open volume push. I think as you come down towards 10 pip profits and something like that, you should probably secure profits and let the runners run. As we're coming down on GPJPY over here as well, whoever took this sell, we're coming down to support. Secure some profits at this time, at this level. Secure some profits and let the rest run. Because if we do continue running, I think we can continue down towards 138.650. Oh wow, man, gold is coming down super fast. Look at that. So this was a sell stop here on gold. Who had the sell stop on gold? Let's see this. What price was this? This was at 1923. Wow. 1923. Man, this thing fell a lot. This thing fell like 45 pips after that. 1923, and it's continuing going. Damn, gold. Yeah, once gold goes, gold goes. There's no stopping gold. I think GPJPY will also continue moving down towards 138.650, and this is going to be the case where the weekly candle on GJ continues going bearish. So see, there were no buys on GJ, right? We can all agree there were no buys. Whoever took buys, I don't know where you look for buys. There were no buys. They were all sells. You know, price is trending down. Looked for this resistance to form. Price was making a liquidity wick. That was the perfect idea to take a sell. Stops up over here, and I mean, it's pretty good. All right. Do we have a simulation tomorrow? Yes. Yes. We're going to have a simulation tomorrow. It's going to be a first simulation on the standing desk I have. Man, honestly, the standing desk is amazing. I mean, I'm standing right now. Look, I'm standing right now. I'm not sitting down. I can do some twists over here. I think everyone should get a standing desk. I predict market will go back to where Asian session ended yesterday, which I'm saying will be a long position this session. Oh, someone's predicting it's going to be a long position on GJ. Interesting. Caught the sell on GJ, 80% secured and running stress-free as usual. Ooh, well done, well done. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GU. Went up to get more liquidity. I think a good entry was when this candle started instead of over here. Took a position when it broke the low. Yeah, I don't know if this thing is pointed at the right candle. Kind of confusing to read. And wow, look at that rejection from gold, man. Crazy. Look at that. Rejected, came up like 50 pips. GJ is still over. Yeah.
1917 was a huge support, so it was supposed to reject there.
Yeah, like all people say, why is it hard to trade gold? Because of these rejections. 50 pip, boom. Let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, already looked at this chart. Raja, based on all the ranging on GJ Daily, we can expect a massive breakout at some point, not today, but in the coming days, weeks. Yes, yes. GJ Daily is in a huge range. You know, someone who swing trades, they're probably going to be waiting for a couple of days for price to break out of this range. But this is where, you know, when you trade on intraday levels, where you can catch these small moves, you know, where you see confirmations with resistances, and you see a range coming down here till 138.650, and yeah, you can see those things. Hey, only been a member for 3 days. Just wondering, are the simulations recorded somewhere so I can view? In Australia, timing is bad as. Oh yeah, yeah, William. William, send me a message in Slack. You should be in the database. You should be able to see it. Which broker you guys use and charge low fees? I think you want to go with the broker that has a lower spread, right? Because when you're trading and your spread is pretty high, that means you're paying more to trade. You know, if your spread is low, this means you're paying less to trade. How do I join market fluidity? You can't join market fluidity. Market fluidity joins you. You know, I'm never going to tell people that, okay, this is where you have to go to join market fluidity. I mean, if you find it, you find it. If you can't find it, then I guess time's going to tell. When you're ready, you know you're ready. Yeah, market fluidity joins you. Secured 80% of my trade, moving my TP to the 20% off. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I think with the NY Open, we can continue moving towards 138.650. So this was a very, very, very good trade here. Do you use Vantage FX? Yes. Ted, do you see gold breaking through that resistance this morning? I don't think so. It's far away from any resistances.
Yeah, there's no resistance with gold right now. It's support.
This is only supports. Raja, when you say not to trade on Fridays, do you mean on all the sessions on Friday or just the NY session? Well, any session that goes on Friday, right? Well, if the Gulag participated in the GJ sell and you took some profits and you're winning the trade on GJ, just give a like on the stream, because not only it helps you, it helps a lot of people. And the reason you found this stream and made money today for free was because someone liked these streams and then you found it. You know, that's how it works. Sharing is caring. Unless you're Karen. Karen doesn't share. Hey, best broker with insurance protection to avoid issues like Refco. No idea what you mean. No. What kind of a broker will give you insurance that, hey, no man, just take this trade. Your trade is insured by me if you hit stop loss. Don't worry, brother. I got you. Can you imagine? Hey, Ted, I'm going to take this trade on your broker. Can you give me insurance?
No problem.
All right.
Let's pay for other people's mistakes.
You know what? We can start a trade insurance company.
Yeah, I said that already. You know, you pay insurance per month. We'll pay your premiums, and we'll give you back money.
Yeah. Pay us like a monthly premium, and we promise to maybe refund you 10% of your losses.
That's right.
But underlying clauses should be that you should not be over trading, over risking, and
that's right. You can't go past a certain speed limit and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you call us that you went overboard, then we're like, well, you went overboard in the contract. It says right here. No. What's this? Refco is a broker that IPO price went from 4 to 11. Oh wow, man, this guy made money over there then. How can I join MicroFluidity if I can show my verified track record? No, it's not about that. It's yo, Raja, just arrived. Do you entered sell already? Yes. Yep. GJ sells were the trade here today. We're coming down to 138.650. Gold also filled this wick here. Hilarious reaction to iMarket's live video yesterday. Oh yeah, they filed a copyright claim. They filed a copyright claim on that video. They're like, yo, this guy used our used our person. That was hilarious. Someone tell gold to stop dropping. I don't know. If you're in buys, I guess it's gonna drop more. If you have chance to go back to IC markets and it would be allowed in Canada, would you go back? That's not the point. The point is we can't go back, so it's not even a topic of discussion if we had a chance. It's like saying, oh, I took buys on GJ and I'm in a 20 pip drawdown. and someone says, okay, if this happened again, would you take a sell? You're like, no, because I'm already in a drawdown here. And this same situation may not happen again. And as we're moving down towards 138.650, this trade idea will be complete.
That's a good trade.
Just did a good trade.
Wow, that retest on gold was 40 pips again. A 5-minute candle went all the way down 40 pips, and the next 5-minute candle went down 40 pips again. It pulled all the way back. Could have double dipped on that trade. You were watching the 5-minute candles. Could have taken this first 5-minute candle, and you could have grabbed this one afterwards. As soon as it hits here, exit, pulls back up, then hit it again. Good old gold.
All right, there we have it. 138.650 has been reached. For everyone who took this trade, congratulations. Here's some horn for you. Air horn for the gulag today.
Hey Raja, did you take the entry when you broke the previous low or at the opening of the candle?
I took my entries at 138.880.
880.
880,
that's good.
yeah, somewhere over here. Because breaking of the low, I mean, that's just,
No more range, right?
that's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's, I would say, I don't want to say that's dumb, but that's pretty dumb. Because, because, I mean, if your stop is going to be up over here and you're taking an entry down over here, your stop is like 24 pips. And if you
Yeah.
think price, because if you're taking an entry down over here, that means you're not confident in the move going down. You know, so you should be able to execute right over here, and at that point your stop is like, my stop was around, 12 pips, like 13 pips. So, and then down over here. Break the 15-minute low? No. The time frame presented over here is the time frame where it was executed on.
All right, that's good. Thank you very much, man. I'm leaving for camping. I was really tempting to take a trade, and I'm really proud I didn't took any.
All right, nice. Your hands were tied. That's good.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right, take care.
So I'm watching gold, and I have a feeling, it just came into my gut, that we're going to fill that weekly candle all the way down. There's something going on today. I think that candle will get filled. It's this last 4-hour candle was very, very strong. And when I'm watching what we have going on, to be honest, with gold, this area, obviously we're going to hit next hour, right? But then we've got like a lot of clean movement all the way down over here. So I have a feeling that, you pull up a bit and then you start to drive down, and gold's just going to do one of those things where it just takes off on a Friday. It's just an eerie feeling that I have, because lately, I mean, if you just move the screen up just a little bit, Raja, I mean, you can see here, like, I have a feeling that we have this idea happening, but it's going to happen over here. You see how strong those 4-hour candles were? It's just a really weird feeling I have that, if we do pull up and then we start to rip down, the momentum is going to take us into the 1800s. These 4-hour candles are very, very strong, and this level over here to the left, they're huge 4-hour candles. So I don't see why we can't have the same thing over here. I really don't see why we can't. But I mean, I'm going to watch New York Open, and if we do have that, then I think you may have a big trade all the way down to like 1890 with gold. So if people are trading gold right now, wait for a rejection up, and then if it starts to drop down, you might find that the weekly candle will drive, and that'll be the driver for Friday. Just because the weekly candle is very, very bearish right now, and with momentum, we may just have that push on a Friday to get to where we need to be.
That move to 1912. You're right, it could happen.
Yeah, I want to see this new hour start. If this new hour has any type of rejection, oh, it's going to be a good day today. I mean, even on GJ too, it might be the same thing.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those Fridays where the weekly candle just keeps pushing before closing. Bearish. Yep, that's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen today. It's going to continue pushing bearish, and people are going to try to take buys at potential supports, and GJ
Yeah,
will
and
keep
then
on.
just gonna keep ripping.
Yeah, it's going to keep on destroying that.
Yeah, there'll be one candle that'll look like this, and everyone will say, "Oh, look, it's a buy," and we're like, "Nope." And then this is gonna happen again, and they're gonna go up a bit. Oh, it's a buy. It's rejecting this support. Nope, and it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, like something like
Yep,
this candle,
yep,
and the rest of it is just going to be a big red monster going all the way down.
yep. That's exactly what's gonna happen. People are gonna get so angry.
Yeah, this is where people get stuck. And this is where GJ forces them to get unstuck. Either with margin calls or like, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wow, this thing is still dropping. I think GA also dropped and GU also dropped with it. Yeah, everything with the pound dropped. Looks like the Chinese indicator was correct today.
Yeah, GJ is just running a train right now.
Yeah. Chinese indicator said pound is weak, yen is strong, dollar is strong, gold dropped, GJ dropped. Everything's dropping. Why you are not marking zones when entering the trades? Listen, spoon feeder, I gave out the full analysis. I gave out full, complete analysis. I even did this. I'm like, well, you can take a sell over here. You can have a stop loss over here, and you can have a TP over here with NY open. You can get price coming down to 650. I did that. And if you didn't execute on it, if you didn't have enough confidence to take a trade on it, I don't think you belong in the stream over here, because this stream is only for people who can execute on ideas. You know, so if you're being a spoon feeder, that's not going to work out here. Sorry.
GJ's or gold's already starting to rip. God damn it. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Pull back up a bit. Oh dear.
Oh wow, 1914. What's next? 1912. Damn. Ooh, G Star donated $5 Australian. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, there goes gold. Jesus.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for a week. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Rakeel. Stay safe, stay strong.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And there goes gold.
So this is a 4-hour support gold is reaching right now. After the support, we got the weekly wick at 1864. Can it drop till 1864 today? I don't know. That's a big move. But then we had that daily candle the other day too.
That's true.
GJ is also approaching a strong support. I have a feeling it may drop to like 138, 400. It's like 25 pips away. How do you trade that on gold? Where you put your stop?
Work off 5-minute time frame.
Was that GJ trade a pin fill trade? I have no idea what that means. Pin fill trade. No idea. It was based on a 30-minute. strong feeling. Raja, second week with you down $22. Did not get in on GJ trade. Didn't see it. Didn't. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So it's the first week. Don't let the first week decide that you're going to be a failure for your whole life. First week is nothing, especially in trading. How are you so wise but trade a small account? Because I'm wise. I don't want to lose big accounts. Is it hard to hold a gold trade for 10 minutes? No, it's not. Just make sure you have enough money in the account and you're not over leveraged. You can hold it. You can hold it for however long you want. Why not create a t-shirt that says thank you, thank you? Yeah, people may start getting the wrong ideas about that shirt. Thank you, thank you. Day 6 with these live streams, and I've already noticed myself taking less trades per day. Went from taking like 10 to 15 to maybe 2 to 5. Okay, that's pretty good. Always securing some profits after 10 pips. Always, man. Always. Okay, remember this. When I first started trading, when I first started, or like when we started trading, because I think we started trading like in a collective environment. When I started trading, and I used to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to secure at like 10 pips. And sometimes the stops would be like, 12 pips and 13 pips. And people would say, oh, you have a negative risk reward, this and that. And I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I have a negative risk reward. That's totally fine. But if you're securing profits, it doesn't matter if your risk reward is negative or not, if you're really managing risk at the same time. I mean, let's say if your stop was, let's see here. So let's say you had something like this, right? That your stop was way up over here and your TP was, let's say, somewhere over here. So now you have a negative risk reward. Now it's like 0.6. So your risk reward is negative, and let's say if price is coming down to 10 pips and you're securing 10 pips. Once you secure 10 pips and then you bring your stop loss down to, let's say, break even or above the candle or like this, now what's happened to your risk reward? Now your risk reward is positive. Now you're like, okay, now my risk reward is positive because not only I've secured positions, but at the same time I've brought my stop loss down, kept it more safer. So when people, and then guys are going to tell you, they will tell you, oh no, your risk reward is negative, what you're doing 10 pips is wrong, it doesn't work like this. It works, man. Trust me, it works. Been doing this for 4 years now. It works. I got this desk off of 10 pips. I got this globe off of 10 pips. I got this house for 10 pips. I can afford these mango juices. These mango juices, trust me, these mango juices, they come in a 12 box carton. And that 12 boxes are for $15. So you go figure, these expensive mango juices. But man, 10 pips, securing, it's not even about 10 pips, it's about securing positions. Securing positions is not wrong, man. It works. Just got to secure positions over and over again. Yeah, 10 pips with $1,000 lot. Then had some money and spare change. Does raw spread mean no spread but you're paying commission? No, raw spread means it's less spread but you're still paying commission. For example, if I'm using on one lot and my spread is like, let's say 1.5 pips, 1.5 pip spread, commission is like $7 for round trip. So yeah, but if you have like, a regular account, your spread is like, 2.5, 2.6. I never understand how someone tells you that you're doing something wrong when you're clearly successful. Yeah. Yeah, it's always hilarious that people who don't do well, who don't do better than you, are the ones who criticize you the most. That's facts. 100% facts. Like I look at people who are successful than me and I always talk to them, like Ted, he's super successful. I've never heard him tell me that, oh, hey, Raja, you know what? You're a retard. You know, you shouldn't do this. This is bad or this is wrong. I've only heard that from people who are not doing better than me. You know, because those are the people who always have opinions for you, who always have, like, what's the other word? Yeah, it's just opinions, you know. So you just gotta block that off. Like the gulag, you know, sometimes the gulag gets out of hand, and you gotta put the gulag back in line. But you know, it is what it is. Secured positions is a must. I was up $98 on gold last night. Woke up to negative 338 because I didn't move stops. Yeah, we all learned those lessons. Thank you, Raja. Made 12% today. Thanks to your teaching. Have a great weekend. Mango, mango, mango. Thank you, thank you. I noticed cut losses are around 4 to 7 pip anyway, so it actually positives risk reward. Yeah, yeah. I think when we all first start trading, we all learn about risk reward, and we're also told that not to touch our stop loss, because if you touch your stop loss, you're not letting the market breathe. This is the one thing I learned. This one thing I learned was that. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I talk about learning one thing, I'm actually remembering Osteoman. Osteoman from the group, he's in GJ cells. He's been holding GJ cells like a fucking champ. And yesterday when GJ came up towards 139.800, we're like, man, Osteoman, I don't know why you're holding cells, but this thing is gonna pump up. And it dropped. Osteoman is on a wild ride here. Wow. Gold has reached 1912. Crazy.
Yeah, gold is gonna die.
I remember that one guy had a sell stop at 1923. That's
I
like
know.
it's a 100 pip move.
People are taking gold sells. That's good. Made some money. It's gonna be a pretty nasty drop. If this gets moving, it's gonna be nasty.
Hey, did you know that there's a lot of trader who got MC dozens of times? Oh, margin calls, thinking that's a part of the process. Yeah, that's a part of the process of being sad and disappointed. Seriously, man. I mean, like, if someone's looking at buys on gold, this is what happens, you know, sometimes. When price reaches a strong level, they take a trade. Most likely they're calling a top or the bottom. And when price goes against them, they're like, okay, no. You know what? You got to let the market breathe. You have to let the market breathe, so you have to extend your stop losses. Extend the stop losses to where? Some random number on the chart, because you have to let the market breathe, man. It's all good. It's all good. No, that's not how trading works. I used to think that's how trading works, but it doesn't. Like, when you're wrong, you know you're wrong, and you should execute on that and say like, okay, you know what? I'm going to close my position because I'm wrong. Not that, oh yeah, I'm going to remove my stop loss and I'm going to let the market breathe because I'm right. Where would you place your Fibonacci in order to figure out your TP and stop loss? I don't think Fibonacci is going to tell you where your TP should be or where your stop loss should be. That's something you have to plan on before you take the trade. I mean, you want to get me pissed off? You want to get me pissed off? Just say talk about where to put stop loss and TPs. I mean, when you take a trade, you should know exactly where you should exit the trade and where you should take profit. If you don't know these two things, you should not be taking a trade. I don't know who's even allowing you to trade, man. That's just crazy. That's just so dumb. You know how many people, they want to trade successfully, they want to trade with a plan, but they can't trade because of certain restrictions in their countries or the places they live in. And then we got people here who don't even know where to put the stops and take profits, and they want to trade. What's your advice for a 16-year-old trader? Well, first of all, you're not a trader, you're still underage. Legally, you can't trade. My best advice would be to focus on school, treat trading as a hobby, keep trading on the side as a hobby. It's very important you keep it as a hobby. Focus on school, focus on what you want to become in life, and then continue on. and that's going to help you a lot. Trust me, because you're still young, and you still have a lot of learning to do. I started trading when I was 28. I think 27, 28. Yeah. My most of loss is, as you say, I don't give market to breathe. Every 1 pip market moves in my favor, I move stop loss. Yeah, I think you shouldn't. I think if you watch at least 10 live streams, you will know how to manage risk. You will know how to, like, plot out charts. You will know how to, like, identify take profit targets as well. How long did it take you to make trading your full-time income? Probably like a year, I'd say, like 8, 9 months. Your opinion on trading with EDZ? Let's take a look at this person. Trading with EDZ. Go to our Instagram. Go to Wix Don't Lie Instagram. Oh, 81.1 thousand followers. Damn. Trading with, okay, verified. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. When I see lifestyle pictures, I just kind of like, that's just so cringy, when I see lifestyle pictures. I don't know, if you want to learn from ADZ, for sure, perfect. But lifestyle pictures are something I just stay away from. But yeah, seems like a good dude. He's verified. I don't know how people get verified. Featured in the Daily Mail. Oh yeah, you gotta pay for the articles to get over there. Yeah, lifestyle pictures. I just stay far, far, far away from lifestyle pictures. That's like a big red flag that goes in my head. He made 160K from 2K in a day. Well, perfect. Good for him. Hey, listen. Gulag is getting upbeat over here. You guys asked for my opinion. I gave my opinion. You don't like it? I mean, then don't ask for my opinions. EJ sells. Candle closed bearish. It closed below the low of the previous candle. I think it should create some sort of resistance over here, or respect this high for it to continue moving bearish. Yeah, I think that would be pretty good. I guess right now it's happening on the 15-minute chart here as well, so we'll see what happens closer to NY Open. He has a channel on YouTube. No, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I just want to see people showing some, solid history, some solid trades, stuff like that. Like if you go to my Instagram, you can see my history on August and July and June and May and April and March. So I think that's pretty good. If price buys with a long wick, here's the thing. Some people, they wanna come off. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna get into that discussion. That's no. Does that mean price will fill the wick on the next candle to go down? If price buys with a long wick, see, here's the thing. If you're looking at gold right now, gold is rejecting 1912, which we identified earlier, and now it's coming up. If it's coming up after making a low. So once this candle closes bullish, that means it has made a low over here, and now there's an opportunity for gold to create some sort of minor resistance for price to continue moving down. Hey, I'm living in Europe, so the NY session is in the afternoon here. Do you see any advantage of the NY session over the only London session with this? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you should only trade the session that you have time for, right? If you can only trade NY session, then that's basically you can only trade NY session. Then if you can only trade London session, then you can only trade London session. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It is what it is. So right now, the move on GJ is exhausting here. Gold is also doing some sort of retracement. EJ is also doing some sort of a retracement to possibly, create a resistance here to continue falling down. A lot of waiting over here. Plus also it's Friday, you know, on Friday you should be chilling, relaxing, just focus on very, very, very easy trades. Very easy trades are going to help you. My entry for the sell was 138.880. Right over here, 138.880. My stops were above the previous candle. My TP was somewhere down over here, 650. All right, I'm gonna be right back.
So if you're looking at gold, this is where I'd be looking to go short. I wouldn't be looking to go long yet, but I'd be looking to take shorts below that to drive back into here. So let price come to you. Don't try and chase price up or chase price down. Let it form and then let it push through those levels. If indeed this is a rejection, then this will probably go back up here, and then you can turn around and say I want to take positions there. But to be honest, this is just a pullback, I think, based on what we have on the hourly candles. So you might find that it goes up $5-6, but then it starts to pull back again. If indeed this is the support that we were looking for to go further up, then you could potentially take positions to go to the upside. But to be honest, there was a lot of momentum to the downside. So if anything, this is just a pullback to go further down. So I'd be very cautious around these levels with gold. So be very careful around gold, because gold can rip up and down. I mean, you saw what happened here, right? Gold drops like, basically $10, and now it's coming back up again. But if it starts to pull back, or if this hourly candle finishes somewhat like that, the next hourly candle can pull all the way down. So keep that in mind. We had a big drop just before the North American currency open. So this could be a pullback to continue going further down as orders get placed. So orders are getting placed to drive the market. Give a stop loss place for gold? Well, not at this point, because gold is not at a position to put a stop loss. I mean, if you took buys, your stop loss would have to be here. If we're taking sells, we got to wait for a wick to be formed, and then you're placing your stop above that wick to go further down. That's what you're looking at. So that's why I'm saying over here is probably going to be a good opportunity for a sell, and then your stop loss will be up over here somewhere, but then this sell should drive further down. Like, you should have a positive risk to reward once this top wick is formed if we are going down. So just be patient. It might take us about a half an hour or an hour. But if you took buys, then like I said, your stop loss is over here. But I mean, it's still very difficult, because once again, rule of thumb, this is only one candle. So I don't like the trade off of one candle, and this being like the 30-minute candle, basically the hour candle right now as well, doesn't give me enough information. So you should wait and be a little bit more patient. That's all. I mean, all you have to do is you have to just look at this current formation right now. If you were looking here, what would be the possibility? What would you want to do here? There's nothing you can do, because there's not enough information for a buy, right? We only have one candle, and you can't sell when the candle's going up. So you sit and wait. This is a situation where there's no trade. You may think there's a trade, but there isn't, because there's not enough information to give you a proper setup, a proper idea. There's not enough information there. So you have to take a step back, and you have to say to yourself, okay, what am I looking for? If I'm looking for buys, I need more than just this 130-minute candle to confirm that we're going up. And if we're going up, we have a long way to go up. So you don't even have to worry about this current candle. You can take buys up over here if you need to. If we're taking sells, you can't take a sell because the candle's still moving up. So what you can do is you can plan to take a sell over here now, right? As the candles continue to go up, you can say, hey, if we go up here to 1926, I can move a sell stop up to here perhaps, and then as price continues to go down, now I have a bigger trade in here. But right now, as it stands, there's no trade. I think I don't know what the impatience is with people, but you can't make a clear decision on this information. Like you can't, because how do I know how high up we're going to go, and how do I know where do I place my stop if it's over here and then it pulls back over here in the next half-hour candle? We don't know this. This is one of these moves here where you just watch. You just let it go. You just let it watch and you see what happens. You need to understand that when you're trading, there's going to be lots of times where the price just doesn't, you can't trade it because there's no way you would have understood that now all of a sudden we're rejecting this point here and now we're going up. There was no way to confirm that. We have our level marked, but we can't predict that, yes, it's going to bounce off here and go all the way up. It could bounce up here and then reject and then continue further down. We could have had that as well. So if you are looking at buys, your buys have to be above here, and you need another rejection to drive that candle further up. You're just going to get yourself you're just going to get yourself into sticky situations, trying to counter trend, trying to take smaller positions, trying to, you know, grab a top, grab a bottom. It just doesn't make sense. Gold has such a wide range. Even if you come up to 1926, you can easily go back to 1935, and that's still 110 pips. Like it's still a huge move, even if you didn't catch it from down here. So just keep that in mind, really, when you're trading.
All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is GBP AUD. Price broke support. Okay. Next candle retested support. Okay. Entry with TP, and next support is okay. Entry right over here. I guess entry was, I don't know which candle was this. I guess it was over here. Held the trade until the 30-minute candle confirmed the previous bearish candle tendency to go up. Closed with minor drawdown. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You did a good thing. You know, you closed with a minor drawdown. That's pretty good. I mean, this candle closed bearish. It made sense for the next candle to continue moving bearish as well to fill this range over here. But I guess it's ranging here. So if you took this one trade and this was the only trade you took, I think this is a good time to maybe call it a week, because the probability was not probably there for it to continue down, even though technically it made sense.
The other thing too is on gold, if we get a really long rejection wick from like this area, if we get a long rejection wick, that's going to give us more power to drive further down. So the longer this rejection wick will be, if we actually start driving down on the hourly or say the higher time frames, the better off your sell is going to be. So watch that too. So like I said, don't be concerned that you don't catch your sell, like say right here. If this whole thing reverses and we have a wick that looks like this and then we start to drive down, you better believe that this body here is going to be very, very strong, and it's going to continue here because you have all this fuel from the upper wick. Okay, so keep that in mind. The bigger the rejection, the more likely we're going to drive further down. So keep that in mind. I've repeated the same thing over and over again. Uncle Ted, if overall bias for gold is sell for a day, would you ever take a buy? No, I've already said that. There's not enough information.
What do you think about sell on GJ based on 15-minute candle? I think it's risky. I think you'll have to look for sells below 130 at 620. Here's my GJ trade. Is it okay to close half of this minor support or any opinion? Thanks and God bless. Let's take a look here. So you took a trade over here, price went in profits, hit TP 24 pips, support area, secured over here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. That was a very good trade. Beautiful trade. Hey, I heard in a video of yours that in a trade you had 3 positions. Can you explain this trade management? Yeah, 3 positions mean I clicked buy or sell 3 times. It's 3 positions at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and you should know how much your risk is going to be at that point too. I didn't share this trade ID earlier, but you didn't notice it. See how it played out. What do you think? Let's take a look here. I'm actually going to go to the gym in like 10 minutes. Ooh, nice. Strong rejection area, secured profits. I'm thinking about putting a buy limit halfway this zone. Yesterday we had a strong rejection. Okay, so you had a winning trade, and why do you want to overtrade it by having a buy limit and kind of get greedy with it? I mean, if you took this entry, that's pretty good. See, I'm going to say something to this. If you're going to take offense to this, then it is what it is, you know. But these things, these moves, they will not happen all the time. I used to trade like this as well. You know, I used to trade like this as well, that when price would come to a strong support or strong resistance, I'd take an entry and have like a nice wick entry, and that would be amazing, you know. But then I found out very quickly that that's not always the case, because sometimes, you know, when price comes to a support, you take a buy, it breaks that support and continues moving down. And that happens most of the time. Most of the time that happens. So those are very, very risky trades. You know, and if you're getting comfortable in those trades, I would say start getting comfortable in trying to find out how you could trade with the trend, not against the trend. Raja, what are the qualifications to be a Friday guest? Well, the Friday, you get chosen to be a Friday guest. You know, a lot of people, they message me saying, hey, I want to be a guest on Friday. I'm like, that's not how it works. The public has to choose you. And again, 2 days ago, the public chose the purple woman to be the guest. So that's what we're going to try to happen next week. Let's see what happens. What kind of a market shift happens in a year? Well, every month there's a market shift. You know, with every strong fundamental news, there's a market shift.
Looks like GJ will continue down.
Yeah, I think so too. It's going to be one of those Fridays where it just keeps on dropping.
Yeah, I think so. People are saying get Rock CFX as a guest. Who is that guy? Let me see if you can find him on Instagram. What's the name? ROCK? FX? Rock CFX, is that it? Rock CFX? ROCKZ. ROCKZ. ROCKZ FX. ROCKZ FX. This one? CKZ FX? No man, this guy has 121 followers over here. Why would I have him as a guest? Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Bro, are people
Oh, ROCKZ underscore underscore FX. Where is he? Okay, one underscore. Yeah. Oh, probably I'm blocked. Maybe I'm blocked on his Instagram. Maybe he blocked me on Instagram. You know why people block me on Instagram? Because I speak the truth. People don't like the truth, they block me.
When they have something to hide, there's something fishy in there, you got
There's
blocked.
something fishy in there. They're like, oh man, we don't want Raja to see us. So we're gonna block him before he sees us. That's the whole problem, man. Like people, I don't even know they block me, bro. That's insane. I don't even know people and they block me. That's crazy. Yeah, it is what it is. People are saying double underscore. Man, trust me, I tried double underscore. Nothing came up. I can try triple underscore. Obviously, nothing's gonna come up. I'm blocked. I am blocked. It's all because of Ted. Where's Ted? It's all because of him.
Probably.
Oh well, I guess we can't have him as a guest now. You need to get Inner Circle Trader on. He supposedly had $1 million challenge he could give to people. Man, he doesn't have $1 million laying around. Oh yeah, look, I'm blocked. I can't open this page. I'm blocked.
Yeah, I can see that profile on my phone, so
Yeah,
you're blocked.
I'm blocked. So sad. I just want to say thank you, Forex made me humble. I had all the wrong people to look up to. Your streams make me look forward to waking up. God bless, brother. Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing that when you can really wake up and you can be excited that you're gonna wake up and you look at the market. And I mean, I'm here every day with everybody. You know, every day, everybody. I'm here in the trenches with everybody. You know, because I really like it. I cannot. Every day, I'm awake before my alarm goes off. And that's such a wonderful feeling, you know. Every day I'm up at like 5:50 a.m. My alarm goes up at 6 a.m. You know, and yeah, it's pretty good. I get excited to wake up, excited for these live streams. I get excited to see the gulag and the people here in our, you know, members over here. I get excited to see everybody here every day. Get Q Banks. We had Q Banks as guest back in the day when we first started. Wow, gold reversed everything up over here. Gold went up to like 171 pip move. Damn. What was the date you had Q Bank so we can watch? I think that was on Twitch. Yeah, I think that was on Twitch. So Twitch suspended my account, and then that was the end of it. Oh, I think get Javier FX as a guest. I think he died or something. He's no longer with us.
Yeah, really sad.
Yeah, so sad. The 139,163. 139, oh, Siad, you need to send a chart over here in Slack. I'm gonna look at Slack later on when I'm back from the gym. I can only do, you know, a couple things that, oh, okay, there we go, over here, 139,163. 139,163. I think getting a buy at 139,163 is not going to be good because you're getting it just 5 pips below the support. I think if you want to get a buy, I think a good buy maybe it's going to be above
139.020 because you have clean candles, and then above, 139.300. So then you have clean candles. I mean, if you're really looking for buys, which I don't recommend on a Friday, but this is the level you'd want to look for buy above over here or above over here. Because if you look at your 163, 163 is just in the middle of this zone over here. What was the reason to sell GJ at 138.880 instead of 138.820? Because at 820, your stop would have been much bigger. At 880, the stop would have been much smaller. That was the reason. You search in YouTube, Rock, CFX. Listen, if someone has blocked me on Instagram, there's no reason for me to keep on chasing after them. So that's about it. We can no longer have him as a guest. Because they blocked the host, man. How can you be a guest when you can block the host? Yeah, it doesn't work like that. But anyway, I'm going to head off over here. Hope everyone has a good Friday. Hope no one overtrades after this stream or no one over risks after this stream. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done trading here for today. Gold is just annihilating anyone who's in sells and in drawdown. And man, listen, it's a Friday. Have a good day today. Spend your weekend with families, with friends. So just be safe.
Yeah, man. Take care, Raja. Be good.
Take care.
Have a nice weekend.
Take care, all of my co-hosts.
Cheers.
Cheers.